Good evening, comrades. Here's the one I promised about the 1099-C. This one's going to be brief because there's not a whole lot to say that you can't find yourself by reading the PDF that you can download from the IRS. The 1099-C is cancellation of debt. This is what they do in foreclosure. When you file a bankruptcy or you're foreclosed on, what they're going to do is they're going to file a 1099-C to cancel the debt. It's not really canceling the debt. It's taking the money from your trust and finishing paying it. Foreclosure, man, is one of the biggest ripoffs that anybody can go through. Foreclosure, if you think about it, when you get a house and you mortgage a house, morgue comes from mortgage. Mortgage comes from morgue. Okay? It's over. It's dead. They call it a closing. At closing, it's done. You're done. It's over. It's paid for. So they turn around and they rip you off with this foreclosure thing. Foreclosure. They're going to get the money from your trust and cancel the debt. Then they're going to want to put you out of the house. There's a couple of you out here that already reached out to me about that. That's what's happened. They've stole your house and they've used your trust to pay for it. If they'd done me like that, I'd be seriously pissed off right now. Yeah, one guy was telling me about how they did him. They put him and his family out of his house. Freaking bastards, man. I don't want to get too fired up about that. Let's get back to the 1099-C. Okay, so that's what they're doing. They're canceling your debt. You buy a car and you don't make the payments on it. They're going to file a 1099-C and pay the rest of the debt off. And then they're going to take the car and then they're going to sell it. Yeah, and they want to say we're criminals. Right? So I'm going to talk about that just briefly. When you read this document from the, it's instructions for Form 1099-A and 1099-C, when you get this from the IRS. And you'll read in there, there's different headings, debt defined, when to file, when is a debt canceled, exceptions for when you can't. But I'm going to just briefly talk about this. You can cancel any debt with this. Actually, you can't. The trustees have to. Okay, so say you got a mortgage on your house. Go to the mortgage company and say, look, man, I want you as the trustee, the beneficiary of this trust here, needs this debt canceled. You need to cancel this debt and send me the 1099-C so I can sign it. That's what the 1099-C will do. It's the lenders who send out the 1099-C. You don't get them from the IRS like you do the 1040s or the 1099-As. You don't do those. The lenders do those. So you can go to these finance companies and you can say, look, man, I believe that it's in the best interest of the trust to discharge and cancel this debt. When they don't do you like that, that's when you use the conditional acceptance. They're making you an offer not to do what's good for the trust. They're going to send you if they're not going to do it for you, they're going to send you something in writing saying, well, we can't do this because of A, B, and C, or X, Y, and Z. Well, by doing that, now you have a cause of action to do a conditional acceptance. And in the conditional acceptance, you can say, look, man, if you don't meet the conditions of this contract, you give me your power of attorney. Or you can go with Plan B. Plan B is to cancel the debt. You give them that option. That's how we were doing it in the prison. When we were doing the conditional acceptance in the prison, we were saying, look, you're agreeing to this contract here, giving us power of attorney to create liens against you, and send them to the Treasury and blah, blah, blah. Or we're going to give you this option. You don't have to meet any of these conditions as long as you meet condition J or condition X. And condition X is do what I tell you to do. And then they cancel the debt. That's what this is really about, folks. If you go and try and do a 1099A at the dealership and they're not playing with you, tell them, look, if you're going to deny me this, send me something in writing saying that you're doing that, because that's what they're doing. They're going to send you an offer. We're going to offer to not do this for you because of X, Y, and Z. Okay, so do this to them, folks. But here's the one thing that I really wanted to point out about the 1099-C, and it's under the heading of exceptions, okay? And this is number 4. This is from 2019, so I'm not expecting that it's changed much. I haven't looked at the 2021, but under the title of exceptions, number 4 is foreign debtors. They're treating you like a debtor, okay? So that's how this is referring to a foreign debtor. Until further guidance is issued, no penalties will apply if a financial institution does not file a 1099-C for a debt canceled by its foreign branch or foreign office or foreign debtor, provided all the following applies. And then there's A, B, C, D, and E, right? You can read these when you check them out. But check it out. The reason why I brought this out, right, is you got to understand, you are a foreign debtor because the United States is a foreign corporation. So you're a foreign debtor. So this applies to you. This exception for filing. They can do the 1099-A or the 1099-C, and you're excluded. Or they have to go through with it. They have to go through with it. Why? You must file. But that's one of the exceptions. It says you're not required to report a form on 1099-C the following, okay? The word require, face mask is required to enter here, right? A requirement is not a request, okay? A request is you have to, you shall, you must. A request is, will you please wear a mask to come in here? So a lot of you people have been out there jammed up, especially in California. You came in here without a mask. We're going to arrest you and take you to in front of the administrator. Well, wait a minute. Your sign on the door that says require. It requires. A requirement is not a request. So I wanted to share that. In fact, you are foreign. You're foreign to these jokers. Even if your trust isn't, you are. So you can do that with this 1099. And I'm telling you all right now, you really need to look into these instructions, because you may find something in the instructions that old Chris passed over. That's the way it was in prison, man. Them guys would come up to me and they go, "Hey, man, did you see this?" "No, man, I didn't see that, man. Thanks for bringing that to my attention." If you find something in there, message me back. Find something, because you're going to see things in a different light than I will. So take a good look at it, man. Read it over, man. I'm telling you what, it's going to open up a world to you. Now, Mama's calling. There's a biscuit ready, so I got to get going. I'm going to come back down here in just a little bit and try and explain the W8BN so y'all can keep your money. Okay? But all y'all have, I'll see you just back here in just a little bit, man. Peace and blessings.